No sound detected. You should just get sound. I just haven't been talking. Hello, peoples. Good evening, everybody. We are on day 185. We are halfway through this year. And yeah, man, great. And tonight we're supposed to be talking about you're not being behind, because we're not behind. We're not. We're at 185 days so far this year. We are over halfway done with this year. And you know what? We had a phenomenal weekend. That's what I get for playing earlier today with the kids. Anyways, but you know what? I want you to look at your life through a different lens tonight. Because some of you are here joining me this evening feeling like you're late. Late in purpose, late in progress, late in the breakthroughs that you think you have. But you know what? You're not behind. You're being positioned. See, a lot of times, being a self-employed business owner, a lot of times we want to compare ourselves to other people. We want to compare ourselves to our neighbors and what type of toys they have, our cousins, our nephews, our sisters, our brothers. And we compare ourselves on where we're at. I mean, I'm 50-something years old. Elon Musk is a couple years younger than me. Why don't I have $1 trillion and he does? Well, it's not fair to compare ourselves. Each one of us has a different life that we came from. Each one of us has a different path that we have to start from. Each one of us has different challenges we have to get through. And each one of us has different choices we have to make. And the choices that we make in our life dictate on whether or not we go down one road that will make $1 trillion or down another road where we don't make $1 trillion. I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, for many years when I lived in Chicago, all right, for many years I focused entirely on building businesses. All right, I had a pizza place, I had a security company, I had the internet service, and I worked full time for a railroad. Yeah, that's how I ended up in the hospital so many times, almost dying from exhaustion or kidney stones or my back or whatever, blood clots in the lungs, you name it, I had it, you know. And I focused entirely on making money, building businesses, as opposed to family, as opposed to raising a family, as opposed to anything along that lines. And now that I'm older, I see most of my friends that are same age as I am, and all their kids are in their 20s and 30s now. Meanwhile, I'm still stuck with teenagers or younger. Does that make me behind? That's a good question. But you know what? To be truthful, what I thought was being delayed having a family, delaying starting a family, or delaying all that stuff like that, I was actually being prepared. What I thought was punishment by not having a decent relationship to have kids with, or stuff like that, I was being positioned to find the right person. I was being positioned to be in a right mindset to have kids. I was being positioned to be in a proper place so that I could have kids, so I could be a single father. So what I thought was delay was actually preparation. And have you ever felt like you're doing something right, but yet you're still not moving? You're spinning your wheels, but you're not going anywhere. You're like those Tom and Jerry cartoons where you see Tom running in place, but he's not going anywhere. Because I know all of us have felt that way at one point or another. And then there's a Depeche Mode song out there, "Blasphemous Rumors." I think God's got a sixth sense of humor, and when I die, I expect to find him laughing. Because you know what? That moment when you needed answers from whatever spiritual being that you believe in, they were quiet. So when you were asking God for help and you needed answers, he was quiet. Did he forsake you? Did whatever God you believe in forget about you? Did they just like, you don't deserve it? No. No. See, that is when whatever God you believe in, whatever spiritual being you believe in, whatever higher dimensional focus you have that you believe in, was actually saying, you can figure it out on your own. You can do it. You have greatness within you. It's called divine positioning. All right. And what it is it's not necessarily, how do I put this? It's not necessarily you expecting an answer from God. It's God speaking through you. Whatever spirituality you believe in is speaking through you. Because see, I profess to be a Christian. All right. So yeah, I apologize about talking about God a lot. But you know what? I realize a lot of people have their own personal beliefs. And whatever belief you have, it's one of those things that it put it inside of you. It puts your dream inside of you. And when you ask the universe for help, when you ask God for help, when you ask whatever you believe in for help, and you think it's not answering, it is. Because see, even not even answering is an answer. It's basically saying, I believe in you. Figure it out. You have greatness within you, as Les Brown always says. Because see, it's not about the speed of how you find out how to fix it. It's not about the speed on how you find out how fast you can get your answers done, or the accuracy for that matter. It's about positioning, not about the delay, but the preparation that you have to go through so that you can have it, so that you can deal with it, so you can try and prepare for it. Because see, closed doors protect you from premature opportunities. And I tried explaining that to my daughter the other day. We heard about a real bad accident. A teenager just got their license, and a long story short, she's no longer that teenager is no longer alive. And so, with that teenager being gone at such a young age, I'm sorry to hear about this, and it's a horrendous thing. My daughter, about a year ago, I was letting her drive to Subway, and I was in a car, and she ended up doing everything right except two things. One, she didn't have a learner's permit. And two, somebody ran a red light and she learned what it's like to be hit by somebody running a red light. And you know what they found out? That even though that person ran a red light And even though there were witnesses that showed that my daughter was doing everything proper, and even though there were witnesses that said that, yeah, they ran the red light, and yeah, they hit her, and yeah, he was on his phone while driving through the red light, which they all got tickets for, by the way. But my daughter ended up having her license suspended before she even got her license because of this accident, because she was driving without a permit. And so the accident went on my record because it's her fault. Even though she was doing everything right, she didn't have a permit. Even though the driver of the vehicle was playing on their cell phone as they ran a red light, speeding, and plowed into the rear end of our car. All right, well, you understand where I'm going from that. It's kind of stupid. But you know what? All in all, that stopped her from getting her license. And I'm trying to explain to her that that closed door might mean that she needs a little bit more time to mature before she does get her license, so that she doesn't end up like this other teenager that's actually younger than her that is no longer with us. See? It's amazing how sometimes doors close on us to protect us, and we don't even realize it. We just see the door closing on us thinking, why me? You know, I just gave a talk yesterday afternoon in Georgetown, Kentucky, at the TEDx event on Swords Road. And my talk was about why me? Actually, it was about not again. On why I say not again a lot, as opposed to why me. Because with not again, it falls in a category that, you know what, I've survived so many different challenges in life. It's like, oh, hey, not again. Where most people go by why me, they always play the victim. Why me? Why did it have to be me? And when we stop playing the victim of why me, Lord, what's that song? Why me, Lord? What have I ever done to deserve even one? Blah, 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 whatever song that was. My mom used to love to listen to it. It was a depressing song. Ugh. But you know what? When we change our mindset from the why me attitude to the not again, and realize that when we say not again, we can try to move forward, figuring out how to overcome, how to overstep that little hurdle we have to go through. Because those closed doors sometimes protect us from something that we can't see yet. And another truth that's out there is that those quiet moments when we're expecting God to answer us, when we're expecting whatever we believe in to come and give us some sort of definitive answer on how should we proceed. Why me, Lord? How do I do this? They're not going to answer. He's not going to answer. Life isn't going to answer. You know what they're going to give you? They're going to give you silence. Why? Because they already have given you the knowledge, the resources, the ability. You have it all within you. I'm a firm believer that God never hands you anything you can't handle. Life will never hand you anything you can't handle anyway, either. Because otherwise, if life's going to hand you something you can't handle, that's game over. I mean, no offense or anything. I don't mean anything bad by that, but it's just game over. You won't have to, game over yourself. Life will do it for you. And believe me, that'll come one day. We all are going to have to deal with that. But until that moment, life is going to throw stuff at you left and right to see you grow, to see you learn how to handle it, to see you expand your knowledge, to see you trying to be prepared for the opportunities that are coming for you, the blessings that are coming for you, the abundance that's there for you. And I hate using the word abundance, but you know what? It's true. It's true. And so those quiet times that you're waiting for an answer from God, God is answering you. He's letting you know that you have everything you need to stand up, to overcome. Because he's giving you the quiet clarity so that you can figure it out on your own. So you can learn on your own. So you can try and take care of the chaos with your own clarity. And the third truth out there is slow. Slow seasons, they build the strength you'll need. See, when you first start walking, when you're a baby, when you watch kids walk, they take one step at a time, right? They don't just start running, do they? They don't get up on their feet and just boom. No, they get up and they try to start doing, whatever you don't call it, the toddler walk. Very slow. They don't start zooming around until later. And that's how we are. When we start to learn something, we start off slowly learning. Whether it's learning how to walk or learning how to work the TV set on the couch, remote control, baby. Through learning how to work our computers, through learning how to drive, we take it slow. Heck, I don't know about you, but I still turn the radio down so I could drive better. So I could see where I'm going better. Yeah. How many people out here turn the radio down when they get closer to their destination so they can try and see the road better? Huh? Exactly. I'm like that. We all are. Even my daughter's like that. We all are like that. For some reason, we got to turn the radio down. Turn it down so we can try and hear the road better. Because it helps make the slow seasons build the strength we need for the fast times. You see, when it feels like nothing's happening, that's actually the strategic setup. When it feels like nothing is going on, when nothing's going right, when it's going too slow, that's actually life planting a brick one at a time. Glad to meet you, Hungry. Oh, glad to meet you, Hungry. How are you? I'm Dad.
Dad joke.
My daughter over here, her name is Hungry.
My name is actually Olivia.
No, you just said it's Hungry.
No, my tummy's hungry.
Oh, your tummy's hungry. I thought you said you're hungry. I thought you changed your name to Hungry.
I'm sick of these dad jokes.
Well, what? Okay. You know what's really bad? My airplane jokes. They crash a lot. Yep.
Mom jokes are better.
My airplane jokes always crash and burn. Oh well. But you know what? When it feels like nothing's happening, it's actually a strategic setup. All right. It's life putting things in a row. Call it your ducks in a row. You know, my ducks are not in a row. They're just all over the place. It's a joke. It's a joke. Bad joke, I know. But you know what? It's the feeling of being behind that's really out there, because we compare our timeline to somebody else's. We compare ourselves to people on Facebook, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram. We compare where they are compared to us. And while we can't do that, because they have different goals and dreams in our life than we do. We make the mistake of preparation for stagnation. Huh? What? Easy. Sometimes we turn around and prepare for stagnation by not doing anything. Okay? And that's a mistake. By basically trying to say, well, we'll get to it. I'll do it tomorrow. And so we're preparing for tomorrow, but actually we're procrastinating. We're preparing for stagnation because tomorrow never comes. And so we never get to it. And so therefore, when we try to get upset because we're comparing ourselves to somebody else who actually stopped and did something. And then we feel bad about it because of the fact that, well, they're better than us because they have this and we don't. One of my most favorite quotes is out there is, I would rather do something now. Wait, hang on. Let me rephrase that because I was going on a tangent. Rewind. I would rather do the things that people will not do to have things that people will not have. Bingo. I would rather do the things that people will not do today so that I can have things that people will not have tomorrow. Because they would rather try and procrastinate. They would rather try and not do the work for it. And so we sometimes make the mistake of preparing for that stagnation by saying, we'll do it tomorrow. We'll start that diet next week. Oh, you know what? It's the first of the month. We'll start at the first of the month. We'll start on the 15th. We'll start it at the end of the year. Because you know what? Greatness doesn't happen overnight. There's a saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. No, it wasn't. Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It actually takes time. It takes consistent effort, repetitive discipline. And all of that is called, $5 word coming, invisible progress. What is that? Progress that you don't actually see. Invisible progress is progress where you don't actually see it. It's where you try to actually discipline your mind to focus on doing your tasks every day, no matter how you feel. All right. Now, I did a lot of driving last night, and I got home late at night. All right. I've been lazy all day. I'm not going to lie. I've rested all day long. I've done research. I've done stuff like that. And I found out that I'm going to get yelled at tomorrow. So, and it's just like, all right, well, you know what? Because I got to remove a couple posts because I didn't follow proper channels. But it's okay because I'll fix it. And I'll do it the right way. It is always best to ask for forgiveness and permission anyways, right? That's what my lawyer always said. But long story short, I spent today resting, relaxing, and rebuilding. My 3 R's: resting, relaxing, and rebuilding. Because of the fact that I had a very eventful weekend. I spoke at a TEDx event. I was the closing speaker. I was a finisher. I was a closer. I was the whole 9 yards. And it was phenomenal. Trust me, I wish I could share it, but I can't because legality. I can't share that video until after they share it. But I can share pictures, and I plan on doing plenty of pictures. Oh, yes. So, and actually, I've actually listened to myself quite a few times so far, and I'm like, oh, I could have done this better. I could have done that better. I've already critiqued myself 100 times over. But you know what? I wouldn't, because I did a great job, in my opinion. I did what I needed to do, and it was phenomenal. I honestly can't wait. And it was really cool and fruity. That it just was a great day. That's probably why I was so tired, because I didn't sleep that well Saturday or Friday night anyways. I was so hyped up and excited about it that I didn't sleep that well. And so therefore all day long I'm running around this event, taking pictures and the whole 9 yards, because it was amazing how many people wanted to take pictures with me. I was like, that's awesome. Yeah, it was awesome meeting all those people, all those phenomenal people. I mean, I got to meet the CEO from some 7-Eleven. Well, I mean, ex-CEO. But either way, that was awesome. And you know what? Most of my growth happened in the last year. Invisible growth, invisible progress. People didn't see it. You saw it because you were here with me every single night. For the last 185 days, I've been trying to go in live. You can scroll through my timeline and look at it every single day. Boom, 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 boom. And that's the thing, is most of your growth happens before anyone sees it too. See, most of your breakthroughs happen before anybody will celebrate them. Most of your transformation happens before anybody will even recognize it. Because see, when you plant a seed in the ground, nobody knows it's growing. Nobody sees the underground stuff that's going on where the roots are expanding and the whole 9 years. Nobody knows that the underground part of that seed is exploding with activity. Nobody knows that until that shoot comes up through the dirt. Because see, the foundation grows before the structure rises. You don't see them building skyscrapers from the top down. I'm sorry, you don't see the top of the Sears Tower get built and then they try to start putting the building underneath it. It doesn't happen like that. They dig down into the ground, really far into the ground, and then they take these big, huge metal pylons and they pound them farther down in the ground. And you know what? We never see that. We never see the roots of the great buildings that go thousands of feet in the air. We never see the roots of the bamboo trees that'll shoot 80 feet in the air. We never see the roots of the actual redwood trees that grow 100, 200, 300 feet in the air. See, that's the thing, is the roots grow before the fruit shows. You grow before you can shine. Before your transformation happens, your roots have to grow. And that's the thing. Are you in your planting season? Or are you in your pruning season? Or are you in your preparation season? See, you're not late. You're just layered. You're not stuck. You're being staged. You're being positioned. See, what happens is God positions people before he puts them in a promotional area, before he rises them up. Look at Joseph and his color coat. Joseph and Technicolor coat, dream coat. I'm sure you guys have heard the story about Joseph, the runt of the family, like the 13th brother, youngest one of all the brothers, born to Abraham. And well, long story short, he had a dream that he was going to be elevated at a point where all of his brothers, good night, bud, love you, all of his brothers would be bowing down to him. And in the Jewish faith, that's unheard of. The oldest brother is number one. And the youngest one, he's that stuff you step in on the bottom of your shoe, in all essence. And so God gave Joseph a dream that he was going to be above all of his brothers. And his brothers thought he was nuts. God gave him a dream that he was going to be above all of his brothers and above his own father and all of Egypt. Once again, you're freaking nuts. What happens? Joseph ends up going out to see his brothers in a field one day. His brothers got tired of it, and they tried and threw him down a well and sold him off to slavery. Told his father he was eaten by a wild animal. So now here's Joseph walking around. I have a dream. I have a dream. And his brothers, his own brothers, sold him off into slavery.
That was the scissors.
In the kitchen.
No, yours.
They're in the kitchen. And so he's being taken off into slavery, being a slave. And he's walking out there, and he's walking around, and people are like, why are you walking your head up? Well, I have a dream. I'm gonna be bigger than everybody out here. And like, the chains are on your feet. That means you're a slave. You're not gonna be bigger than anybody else. Oh no, I've got a dream. God's gonna put me up there. He had believed in himself that he was gonna try and be something bigger than what he already was. Because God gave him a dream. What, babe?
Here's your hat.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Dad tax.
What's dad tax?
That's rental for my scissors. That's no longer my desk drawer. Anyway, so. Oh, it's cold.
You probably have a break freeze.
So anyways, Joseph ended up being sold as a slave to the Pharaoh. And the Pharaoh had this dream, and Joseph went and told him what the dream was. And the Pharaoh's like, you know what? We're going to listen to this guy. And sure enough, Joseph was right. And so the Pharaoh said, well, you know what? You're in charge of everything. You're my right-hand man. You're it. You're in charge. And well, a famine came. A famine came, and all of Egypt was starving. And what happens? Joseph's brothers came to ask for a handout from the Pharaoh. And when Joseph saw that his brothers were there asking for a handout from the Pharaoh, he had them arrested. Paybacks, right? No. He had them arrested, and he sent one brother back saying, go fetch your father. He didn't tell them who he was. So they didn't know who it was. He just thought they were arrested for God knows what. And so he had them send one brother back to bring the father and the whole family back to Egypt, as the Pharaoh wanted to talk to him. And so they did. And when he came back, bringing him back to his old man father, he let them have a feast. And meanwhile, they're all probably thinking that this is it. We're going to all get killed. Pharaoh's feeding us one last time before he turns on and kills us all or something. I don't know. I wasn't there. But according to this book, they were surprised about this feast. And that's when Joseph came out and told them that it was because of him that they are there. See, all this time, Joseph never gave up the dream that he was going to be above his father, his brothers, and everything like this, or all of Egypt. He believed in himself. He believed that God had a better idea for him. And all that pressure from being sold in slavery and treated like crap and the whole 9 yards, all that was what helped push him towards being in that position. Because see, you can't grow plants unless you bury it in dirt. Unless you drown the roots in water, hydroponics. You can't. Nothing grows unless you put it underground and throw a bunch of dirt on top of it. Nothing grows unless, of course, you throw it in water and drown the poor seed. And you know what? Something I realized is that they actually burn prairies to help pollinate the prairie to grow bigger. They actually start fires to burn the prairies to make them grow bigger because it helps the underbrush and all that other stuff like that. So you know what? All of those challenges helps position for something remarkable. So you know what? You're being positioned to influence leaders. You're being positioned to shift rooms. You're being positioned to ignite people who's been asleep in their own potential. And you don't even realize it. You're too worried about comparing yourself to somebody else. When you are already a winner, you are already in a position to be a leader. You are already no longer stagnating. You are in a position to be the greatest that you can be. Because you've withstood more than you know. You've owned more than you've seen. It's time to believe in yourself and win in a way that nobody can ignore. It's time to stand up and make your next move, your loudest one yet. Good night, everybody.